It was meant to be one of those carefree evenings, the type you chuckle about down the line. A small group of friends had come over to our house. The music played softly, drinks were passed around, and someone proposed a playful game of truth or dare. I didn't give it much thought. We were all grown-ups, just seeking a bit of amusement to fill the night. My wife Emily was next to me, her laughter light and warm, the kind that always reminded me how fortunate I felt. For most of the game, the prompts were harmless, funny tales from childhood, goofy challenges like swallowing a dab of hot sauce. Nothing deep, nothing that could sting. But then, the bottle twirled and pointed at Emily. One of our friends leaned in, smirking, and asked, "Truth or dare?" She hesitated briefly, her gaze sweeping the room before settling on me. "Truth," she said, almost like a question. That's when someone with a teasing tone asked, "What's a secret you've never shared with anyone?" The room grew hushed in that eager, playful way, as if everyone expected a light-hearted revelation. Emily's smile wavered. For a fleeting moment, I caught something in her expression, uncertainty, perhaps fear. She leaned toward me, her breath soft against my ear, and whispered words so piercing they stole the breath from my lungs. "I've been with another person." The world seemed to lurch. The room was still alive with chatter and giggles, but I couldn't hear any of it. My ears buzzed, my heart pounded against my chest, and I pulled back slowly, staring at her. She offered a faint smile as if she just shared a cheeky quip, something trivial. But her eyes weren't playing along. I can't recall what happened next. I must have faked a chuckle, acted like it was nothing, because no one else seemed to notice the tempest that had just ripped through me. Inside, I was coming undone. Her whisper looped in my mind, relentless like a refrain I couldn't mute. "I've been with another person." As the game continued, I sat motionless, barely drawing breath. Every laugh from her felt like a blade. Every casual brush of her hand against mine seared with deceit. Did she mean it? Was it a cruel jest? Or had she chosen that moment mid-game to plant a grenade in my heart? When the night finally wound down and our friends departed, I turned to her. My voice broke as I asked, "What did you mean?" Emily didn't respond right away. She busied herself collecting glasses from the coffee table, her movements slow, calculated, as if stalling to decide whether to maintain the pretense or confirm my worst fears. I stood rooted in the living room, waiting for her to face me. When she did, her expression was unfathomable, but her eyes dodged mine. "You weren't meant to take it to heart," she said softly, almost guarded. "It was just a game." My chest tightened. "Game? You whispered you've been with someone else. That's not a prank, Emily. That's..." I faltered, choking on the words. The silence between us grew heavy, stifling. She sighed and sank onto the couch, her hands clasped tightly. "I didn't mean to phrase it that way," she mumbled. "I don't know why I look it. Wasn't recent." It was. My stomach plummeted. There it was. Confirmation. She wasn't denying it. My hands shook as I gripped the back of a chair for support. "So it's true," I said, my voice barely a whisper. "You cheated on me." Her head dropped into her hands. "It was a mistake. A foolish, empty mistake. It happened ages ago, and I thought I could keep it hidden. I never wanted you to learn like this." A chill washed over me. The woman I'd built a life with, the one I trusted with every fiber of my being, had carried this secret like a concealed dagger. I thought back to the quiet evenings, the excuses, the times she seemed distant. Suddenly, they all clicked into place, forming a picture I'd refused to see. "Who?" I demanded, my voice sharp. "Not my own." She flinched. "It doesn't matter. He's not part of our lives anymore." "It matters to me," I shot back, anger finally piercing the shock. You hid this from me. You lied to me. Every single day. We shared a bed. Every morning, we woke up together. Don't you dare say it doesn't matter. Tears welled in her eyes, but I felt nothing, no pity, no urge to console her, just a hollow ache gnawing at my chest. I was going to take it to my grave, she whispered, her voice trembling. I thought I could shield us from it. I love you. I never stopped loving you. But all I could hear were those words, echoing like venom in my blood. I've been with another person. Her words lingered in the air like smoke, choking every corner of the room. Shield us? That was her excuse for harboring betrayal, like a blade held against my back. I stared at her, searching for the woman I thought I knew, but all I saw was a stranger. You say you love me, I said, slowly, my voice breaking under the weight of disbelief. But love doesn't thrive in secrets. Love doesn't fester in silence while you smile to my face. Emily reached for me, her fingers shaking, but I drew back before she could touch me. That small act, pulling away, made something flicker across her face, regret, panic, perhaps both. But it was too late. The wound had already burrowed deep. I didn't mean for it to hurt this much, she whispered. I let out a harsh, bitter laugh. Didn't mean for it to hurt, Emily. This was my life, my marriage, my trust, and you buried it under lies. The room felt oppressively heavy. The warmth and laughter from earlier had been replaced by a cold silence, broken only by her uneven breaths. I stood there looking at the woman who had been my partner, my confidant, the keeper of all my hopes. Now all I saw was the betrayal woven into her every word. I can't stay, I said, my voice eerily calm. Not in this house. Not with you. Her eyes widened, panic surging. Please don't say that. We can work through this. People make mistakes. Mistakes. I cut in sharply, forgetting an anniversary, burning dinner, saying something in anger. That's a mistake. Cheating isn't a mistake, Emily. It's a choice. You chose to betray me. Tears streamed down her face as she reached for me again. I swear it meant nothing. I swear I never stopped loving you. But her words slipped past me like rain on glass. I had nothing left to offer, not trust, not forgiveness, not even anger, just a vast emptiness. I walked to the bedroom, pulled out the suitcase we used for trips, and set it on the bed. Slowly, deliberately, I packed my things. Each folded shirt felt like a farewell. When I returned, suitcase in hand, she was on the couch, her body curled inward as if collapsing under the weight of her actions. She looked up, her eyes red and swollen. Please don't go, she whispered. But I was already gone. The man who had loved her without question had vanished the moment those 6 words left her lips.